So, can the ultimate amp in a pocket do acoustic in a pocket as well? Today we're going to find out. Something a little bit different. We're going to use the TONEX. We've done this a bunch of times before, specifically TONEX 1, and we are going to try to get it to play nicely with an electric acoustic. Long story short, I've got a gig coming up next weekend, and it's an acoustic set with just me backing up an artist. I just wanted to see how the TONEX would go if I could try and program some tones into it that were suitable for an acoustic set. But if you like this sort of stuff, please consider liking and subscribing. That'd mean the world to me, and you guys are awesome for doing it. I want to throw two sounds into this TONEX that I can use on this gig. It's a fly date, so I don't really want to have to be taking my full pedal board. So what I wanted to try and do was, because the TONEX has got reverbs and compressors and stuff in it, get all my tones out of this, and the only other pedal that I want to bring with me is a tuner. Yes, I know this thing has a tuner in it, but I don't like the accuracy of just like different colored LEDs trying to get you into the middle. Either that, or I'm just used to my old Boss tuner, so I'm just going to have that with me anyway. There's nothing wrong with the tuner on this at all. Like, it works perfectly fine. I just like the speed of my Boss tuner, and that's just personal preference. So the guitar that I'll be using on this gig is one that I picked up recently. It's a Maton SRS70C. Recently just put a new saddle on it, so the action is god awful high at the moment. When I change the strings before the gig, I'm going to sort out the setup and that sort of thing. So pardon the playing at the moment, because it's a little bit rough to play on the old fingers. And I had a gig last night in Sydney, and it's got the AP5 Pro pick on it. So it's got the piezo, however the fuck you want to say it. Phonetically spell it in the comments down below, so I don't sound like an absolute moron any more than I usually do. But it's also got a microphone in it as well, which is really, really fun. I tend to run it probably about 3/4 pizzas, 3/4 of a pizza, and about 1/4 of the microphone for stage volume, just so it gets that nice condenser mic sort of sound going through it, but it won't feedback. Happy days. So the idea is that without having to take a pedal board with a compressor and a reverb pedal on it, I want to try and get everything done in the TONEX itself. So I've got ahead and dialed in my two tones. I'm using the K&K Pure preamp. Presets are available on ToneNet from the original creator. I'm not uploading this because I didn't create the capture, and I don't really feel good about, re-uploading someone else's work. So, I'll attribute all this to them, but I'll just show you what the preset name is. So if you want to download it yourself, go nuts. So I'm using the same preset twice, purely for ease of EQing for front of house. So if I change patches on it, it's not going to drastically change the sound, apart from like maybe some more reverb and compression and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be simple for them out front, which would be good. The only downside to it though, I don't know what it is, but this thing picks up a metric, and this is an actual unit of measurement, a metric fuck ton of USB interference. So while I'm going to be running the guitar lead out to my interface, I'm going to have the USB plugged in just so you can see what I'm doing when I change patches and that sort of stuff. It's noisy as shit. I don't know if it's an issue with the pedal itself or if it's an issue with my laptop. I suspect it's a laptop because I've had noise issues with other USB-based pedals in the past. But keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to have a look at the TONEX editor, and we're going to have a look and see what the F is going on. So the preset that I've used is called K&K Pure Preamp. You can download that from ToneNet. All right, so the first sound that we're going for is the one that I'm going to use predominantly for the softer songs, finger-picked. Both the sounds are exactly the same. They're just EQ tweaks, reverb tweaks, compressors, all the rest of it. So what we've done for this one is the gain up doesn't introduce distortion. It is just a volume bump. Same thing with the model volume all the way up. I've got my Hertz knob set to 150 and the bass cut just a little bit to clean things up a little bit because it does get a little bit muddy. Comp set as such, and then a reverb, plate reverb, short time, low in the mix. So all I wanted to do is give it a little bit of air underneath what I'm playing, especially for softer things, softer songs with more sustained chords. Just give it a little bit of ambiance. When you're playing though, I don't really want to be able to hear a washy verb. It's more just like the decay when you stop playing. Moving over to the second sound though, on the amp, gains up, model volumes are up. The hertz is set a little bit higher on this one, 180. And then the bass cut as well, because this one is more for the heavier strumming songs. I've got the mid Q and the mid hertz are the same from stock. Mid's turned up a little bit, trebles exactly the same. Comp settings are a little bit lower with more gain to compensate for the volume difference when you do that. And then the reverb. This time I've gone a room reverb with more time because it's a smaller sounding verb compared to a plate. Mix is still the same, colors stock. So if we, it's less noticeable. But then when you dig in for a strum, it doesn't get boomy and bassy like it would have done if I hadn't done the bass cut. But anyway, we'll go back up to the camera and we'll just do a few little playing demos of what this thing sounds like, and then we will end the video there. So, one thing really quickly, I forgot to unplug the USB, so any noise that you hear in the recording is the USB noise, it's not the Tonex. I've actually got the Tonex plugged in now and recording, so if I hit the acoustic, it's still going to come through on the audio, but the USB is unplugged, so it's dead silent at the moment. But if we plug the USB in, so it gets that weird sort of crackly, staticky noise. So I think it's just a problem with my dirty powered USB computer, cheaper USB lead. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not the pedal that's doing it. It's something on my end. So keep that in mind. Acoustic running to a Tonex. What do I think? It took me half an hour to find a sound that I liked. It took me 4 minutes to dial that sound into what I wanted, which I think is mental. It took longer to actually go through some presets and find some stuff than it did to actually tailor it to what I wanted. If you like that sound though, jump on Tonenet, download the K&K Pure from whoever created it. All props to them, because it's a great sound. If you want to copy my presets, just watch the video and do it off that. I'm not going to upload it to ToneNet because I'm not going to rip off someone else's work and claim it as my own. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this gig next week because this thing sounds killer. Having a bit of compression on your acoustic when you're doing finger picking makes the world of difference. It just feels really nice. And yeah, I'll probably do another video next week just following up to see how it all went. I'm really looking forward to it. I used to live in Melbourne, so I'm really excited to get back down there and play a gig. I love the city. So if you're in and around the TOF Saturday the 7th, come out and say hi because it's going to be brilliant. But yeah, apart from that, peace out. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, I don't know how to fucking conclude these things. They're always awkward as shit. Just bye.